Good morning, my name is Feng Yusin and my matrix number CD20108. Today I would like to give us explanation about the summary of software engineering project. In project 1, I had delivered functional requirement and non-functional requirement. The first functional requirement is system requirement. The MPK website software system should send a confirmation email to new user when they sign up for the first time. The second one is user requirement. The user of MPK website should be able to access to e-billing for online application. The non-functional requirement is product requirement availability. The MPK website server should be able for full day to the user and the downtime of the website server should not exceed 5 seconds in any one day. In project part 2, I have delivered user interface design principle and the type of API. User guidance has been applied in the MPK website. In its features, in guiding user for interacting with the system, such as providing help system. The example of user guidance is in MPK website is there will be hints for visitor to guide them to register an account, and there is FAQ provided to visitor and user, giving them the information they want to know. The API that used in MPK website is Maybank to you. It is a public API. User of MPK website could make bill payment or pay for registration fee by online. For example, user can make bill payment for the assignment taxes, electric bill, water bill, and so on. In project part 3, I had delivered verification and validation strategy, maintenance cost factor, and handover problem. The V&V strategy is software function. The intended use of MPK software system should be the accessibility of kuantan information. The MPK should provide information such as map of kuantan, latest news in kuantan, as this function rank is and convenient to use. So the figure 1 show the MPK website provided map of kuantan to the user to have a better view of location of kuantan. The contractor responsibility is the maintenance cost factor of MPK website. The developer of MPK software system have no contractual responsibility in maintenance. They have no incentive to plan for future change in terms of maintenance, so the holder of MPK website required to assign another maintenance team to deal with the maintenance. The handover problem is the development team of MPK software system use an agile approach, but the evaluation team prefer plan-based approach. The evaluation team need detailed documentation to support evaluation, but the documentation is not produced. This makes the evaluation of the MPK software system become relatively harder, as the evaluation team have to spend time and expenses to do extra researching and planning. In project part 4, I had delivered possible system problem. The possible system problem is data search yielding incorrect result. User search and acquired result are inappropriate. For example, user and search for latest news in kuantan, but the system displaying profile of kuantan as the result. This will reduce the software reliability if the system produces correct output very frequently during the operation time. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Farawani Haslinda binti Mustafa, metric number CD20052. Our case study theme is majlis perbandaran kuantan. In project part 1, we are required to give functional and non-functional requirement. There are two functional requirements that have been detected in majlis perbandaran kuantan website. First is security requirement, in which when user register or log in into the portal, they are required to do math equation, for example, 8+2, in which act as security application to ensure the respondent are real human. Next is space requirement, in which MPK using picture and table to save space. This way can make the website not crowded with words, so the space provided are clearly defined. Non-functional found in Majlis Pemandaran Kuantan website is organizational requirement, where users need to authenticate using Malaysian identity card when they want to log in e-lesson. If not, they cannot access through the system. In part 2, we need to find user interface design principle and types of API. User interface design that have been implemented in MPK is user diversity. User diversity is interaction for different types of user that should be supported. There are buttons provided to change font size and background color, in which can help them see better. Developer need to keep in mind that not everyone have a good eyesight. That the type of API that had been found in MPK is eBayar RHP. MPK website user who had RHB account number can easily make online payment because they just need to register using current account. In part 3, we need to detect verification, habilitation strategy, maintenance cost factor, and handover problem. Verification and validation strategy that had been detected is marketing environment, in which MPK website there is an ad for apps called Pahango, in which user can pay parking through online and QR code are given to download the apps. Next is maintenance cost factor that had been detected is program edge structure, in which it affects new era user to understand the old structure. So we need to change the structure so user can use the software easily. The one that had been detected in MPK website is insufficient communication for handover problem, in which developers will make too much mistake when developing the software because of lacks of communications. So to prevent this to happen, developers need to make an appointment to know what need to be implemented in software so the good software can be implemented. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
First of all, our case study theme is Majlis Perbandaran Kuantan (MPK). In project part 1, we have briefly introduced the website which includes the info about MPK's organization and history. We also have identified 12 possible functional requirements for the website. The next stage, we identified 6 possible non-fun requirements that are related for this website. Each of the members have different answers for both questions. Next, in project part 2, the highlighted topics are chapter 4, user interface design, and chapter 6, application programming interface API. In the project, we identified 6 interface design principles that have been applied with the study. We justified each principle and provided an appropriate screen capture from this website. Other than that, we also identified 6 types of API that's been applied in this case study. For the group, we suspect the answer for question 5, which is suggestive types of API that can use every website process. Lastly, in check part 3, in project part 3, the change comes from chapter 7, software verification and validation, software verification and validation, and for chapter 8, software evaluation. We identify 6 method verification and validation confidence, which include software function, user expectations, and testing environment. We also identified the verification and validation confidence to the stability for the project. We also added factor influence the software post development. There are only 4 factor maintenance cost factors. So the methods which an answer provide different perspective and example. Next, we discuss the handover problem. While explaining how we will affect the project entirely. For the work, we propose 4 lemon laws that applicable to our case study with this majlis perbandaran kuantan with a proper justification. That's all for me.
So, hi everyone, my name is Arita Nathan, Analytics 7 Nathan. My ID is CD19091. I'm from Group 4. My case study is Majlis Perbandaran Kuantan, Part 1. Function and non-functional. Number 1. Function requirement is statement of service the system should provide. Based on the case study, this requirement can be related as the system providing imply of information the system should provide required result based on the user search. As an example, user can find information about Kuantan in visitor section. The users also have access to know about the history of Kuantan. This will be very helpful to the tourist or someone is new to the Kuantan will know about the Kuantan better. The system should provide all the results that required by the user. Number two, function requirement is user requirement. Users can give away feedback by some simple steps such as entering personal information, feedbacks, and some simple verification questions. Majlis Perbandaran Kuantan also provide with some FAQ to order to help users and help themselves. Non-function requirement is usability requirement. Usability requirement is specifies how easy the system must be used. The usability requirement must be tangible so that we are able to verify them and trace them during the development. They must also be complete so that we will fulfill them. We are sure that we can judge usability we intend. Part 2. User interface design and API. User familiarity. This principle is very sometimes overlooked by software engineers and designers in general, but it is a defining point in UI. Usability is often related with familiarity by users, and the UI should reflect that by using terms and styles the users potentially know are the least familiar with. Type of API. Majlis Perbandaran Kuantan use Facebook as application programming interface for advertising or distributing about occasion and sky is the limit for that. Facebook's API permits you to get a specific purpose of a public profile. As a fundamental utilization of the API, you could compose a program where you can look for Majlis Perbandaran Kuantan's username and it will restore the profile page. Rather than approaching Facebook Office each time you have a socialization, the API office offers admittance to the program restore the profile page. On off chance that you utilize an outsider web-based media, the executive stage like Sprout Social. At the point you have encountered the utilization and impediments of APIs. They permit you to post, remark, and like posts for the benefits of your record. Part 3. Software verification and validation. First, we're going to see about Lehman's Law. One of the most important of Lehman's Law is organizational stability to order to embrace the Majlis Perbandaran Kuantan software system. In this law states that the program's lifetime, its rate of development is approximately constant and independent of the resource devoted to the system development. This law on the face of it doesn't make sense. However, various forces at work that often counteract attempts to increase the productivity. Example, management increasing the number of people on project increase the communication overhead. Okay, so now we see software verification and validation. To embrace MPK, which is Majlis Perbandaran Kuantan software system, is software testing. Software testing is one of the software verification and validation process directed to furnish the partner with data about the nature of the software item and administration under test. Software testing can likewise give a level-headed, free perspective on the software to permit the business to acknowledge the comprehend the danger of software execution. Maintenance cost factor. Staff scale is a basic for first exercise of a program to comprehend and change application as opposed to some other individual. As a maintenance and underwaving quality expert, you have specialized preparing or the like you have fundamental information on the resource the board stands have specialized information on the hardware OC. experience from the years working in field, these are the abilities expected to play out of the work. Handover problem. When it comes to handover problem of majlis perbandaran kuantan software system, a plan-based approach has been used for development, but the evaluation team prefers using agile methods play a vital role in it. The MPK team may have a start with some scratch developing automated tests, and code in the system may have not been refactored and simplified as expected in agile development. Agile method is the best methodology to follow the case of complex projects. Part 4. Software reliability. One of the possible system problem is education, experience and training of development staff. This is because IT industry has been closer development in the previous 20 years, and training of computer programming and discipline has now arising in huge scope in undergraduate level education. Absence of wanted abilities can make framework have bigger number of deficiencies. So thank you very everyone. Um,
Hello, I'm Sharindran Pillai Analaki Manoharan. My metric number is CD19111. Okay, today I'm here to present about phase 1, step 3, search for informations. Okay, let's start. Identify alternative solution by literature review. Okay, we gather alternative solution and other information via lecturer notes and others. First, we narrow down the topic. We argued and finalized the topic due to justification based on our discussion. We end up with choosing family abuse title. Okay, next. Solution for problems that facing by students. We use WhatsApp as platform to communicate and discuss about the solutions. We gather informations, then we combine. First, sharing problems. Second, talk to emergency service. Third, parenting practice. And fourth, home visitation program. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum, and I'm Faiza Fatin binti Zaizul. My ID card is CD270. Today I will present about Majlis Perbandaran Kuantan. So these are the main user interface for our website case study. Functional and non-functional requirement. For functional requirement, user can create their account by adding and fulfill the requirement needed by the system, like name, IC number, email and more. Another functional requirement that I found is report tools. User can report when they are having problem during use this website. For non-functional requirement, there are 3 types, which is response time, workload, scalability, and scalability. For the workload, the amount of program that process the system that has been given time. This is to avoid the crash when more users are used at the same time. For scalability, the ability of the system to do performance requirement. The number of users use the website make the system tend to the slow. Response time take time for the system to process and how fast the requirement will be proceed. The best response time for the website is below than 30 seconds. That's excellent. So the type of API, there are many of API that I found in this website. One of them is Bank Islam. This API is improved performance and functionality. It easy to use by the user because we just need to click the link, then the system will connect to the website, so user does not have to open more website to do different activities. So maintenance cost factor, one the factors is the staff skills, where we need to use the same staff to develop the next project to cut the cost rather than hiring a new staff, because we does not know how far their experience in develop a project. So if we hiring a new staff, we need to train and teach the new staff. This situation will drag the time and the cost will be increased. How to hand over problem? First, we need to familiar with the method before start development. This is because to avoid the misunderstanding during develop the system. The problem might happen because of the staff lack of the knowledge. So we also want to avoid the lack of documentation. Possible problem related to reliability. First is it tend to crash, because when all the user use the website at the same time, it might crash and tend to slow, like take time to proceed the activity requirement by the user. Also, this might happen because of the system are too old and not the system not upgrade for a long time. Lastly is comment and suggestion. For comment, this website is there are a lot of API that I found that provide in the user to the user. For example, Bank Islam, FPX, e-lesson, and more. Why I'm saying it's good, because it's easier to use it, because they do not have to open more website to do different activities at the same time, because they need to just click the link and the system will provide will automatically connect it with the website. Okay, then next is speed of the pages. Speed of the page website are optimized, which is they're very fast when we click, when we want to go to the next page or so on, because the user does not have to wait for a couple minutes to get the next page. Suggestion: developer need to design more colorful for the home page according to the specific purpose. This help user to do not be confused when they're on the home page, so they can choose what they want, and maybe it give more interesting to the user to get more about the website. Lastly is provide more information guest icon, where we, for example, they need to put more about put more about hotels, homestay, and more, and put more pictures, so the user know how the situation, the beautiful of the place that have in Kuantan. So that's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.